Ethics, especially healthcare related or bioethics, is becoming more complex as society changes, as capabilities evolve and expand and cultures collide. The body of academic and applied knowledge on bioethics is enormous.
It exceeded my expectation because it was a guide. It acted as a guide to me finding out what I was really passionate about in psychiatry, actually. And so by taking into account ethical implications on certain things, it allowed me to see that psychosocial determinants is something that I'm passionate about and how to improve that in psychiatry. And a lot of that has to do with the rights of patients, violating autonomy and the choices, paternalism, all those things and how they impact someone's mental health.
My main objective was to improve my abilities as an overall physician. I believe I'm currently in a better position to handle more challenging ethical dilemmas. In addition, the degree in bioethics will also provide me with additional career opportunities, such as in education and enabling me to join a healthcare ethics committee.
So when I first read about the program, I said, oh my goodness, this would be an amazing asset to have entering into the medical field, whether it be through administration or through, the MDDO route. And I actually feel so much more prepared for that route. Things changed a little bit for me after I got into the program because I did actually find there was so many things that I had never even known about. So this program actually kind of opened my eyes to a whole different sector of the medical world, which I couldn't be more happy to know about.
I really enjoyed this particular course in ethics, this master's. I found that it had a fairly broad spectrum of learning within ethics. I felt it was fairly all-encompassing within healthcare of ethics, which is really what it was meant for. I found the work was fairly continuous, meaning I didn't find it was much harder or much easier. It kind of had a set pace, and I really enjoyed that pace. It was kind of week to week, and kind of once you get into that pace, I find it just becomes a habit. I was kind of looking forward to it.
I was a little skeptical about doing a fellowship or doing a master's before fellowship, as well as during residency, because during residency it can be time consuming. But the master's in bioethics not only helped me on my interviews during fellowship when I brought it up, but it helped me at daily, more or less, for everything that I was doing in reference to patients, making sure I didn't violate their autonomy. And I think overall it gave a very solid foundation. There's a good correlation with ethics and psychiatry.
Well, I think the best part of the program for me is the people. Like, I got lucky enough that everyone in my cohort was fantastic, and I loved the postings we had to do and just be able to see like other people's point of views, and like the interaction on those discussions was really, really constructive and professional, and really allowed me to see things like at different everyone in the program had different levels of education or goals, and just seeing from their perspective how they were going to kind of apply what they're learning into their goals. And then the leadership was just amazing, and the flexibility in the program, and just true caring about the students, which is really hard to find.
So the best thing I liked about this program was the commitment from all the professors. Each individual was very accessible, and it was obvious that they were very committed to our success.
I think the best thing about the program is the program director, Dr. Januso. She is like heaven sent. I think that if you're able or you are required to do a master's, while in residency, you wouldn't want anyone else to be the program director. She was flexible. She always made a lecture relevant to what was going on in life at the time. Currently, we're in a pandemic. Prior, there was anti-abortion, abortion topics, but they were always relevant to what was going on. And I think that's another pro of doing the ethics.
It actually exceeded my expectations. In undergrad, school is completely different. So I went in with an undergrad mindset and came out with a graduate student mindset. So I'm very excited about that. The amount of content that I received and the fact that I do still have access to some of it, even though I'm moving on, has been so amazing to me. I don't feel like I'm just going to learn it now and dump it later. So I'm happy about that.
So this program not only challenges you with the content, it also challenges you on a self-discovery level as well. It really increases your self-awareness, and I believe that it truly prepares you as an individual to make a positive impact in whatever field that you're in within the healthcare continuum, whether it's public health, acute, subacute care. It really takes a special mindset, an individual to have that ethical mindset, and this program was definitely able to push us into that realm.
One of the things that I wanted to do with this program was just get a better understanding of medical ethics, because I think everyone has an idea of what ethics is, but not necessarily with their own profession. So going on to be a physician now, I have a much better understanding of the 4 principles of ethics and what I should and shouldn't do when I am a doctor, and who I should go to if I need help, or just addressing a patient's case. And so I think in that aspect, it met my expectations with the education. And then being the first cohort of this program, it did a good job of meeting the expectations of just education in general. I think that they did a really good job with communication with all of us. So it met my expectations in both the education and just the program.
I mean, my goals in the program were just to learn more about ethics. And I think it's far exceeded that. It has opened my eyes to the ethical dilemmas that we face on a daily basis. And I work in a community pharmacy, so even there we're dealing with ethical dilemmas, especially with the opioid crisis going on. The best part of the program was, I think the live classes that we had. The ones that stood out to me the most was on Islam bioethics. Since I live on an island in Alaska, I'm kind of closed off to some of the things we might see in bigger cities, and there's not a lot of other cultures here. We have Alaska Native, Filipinos, so I don't see a lot of religious beliefs, I guess. And so that really opened my eyes to what is out there.
I would definitely recommend this program to anyone in the healthcare field to open their mind to a different level of their patient-centered care. You can have a brilliant mind, and you can have the greatest ability as a healthcare provider, but it will only increase our ability to improve our patient satisfaction and our patient outcome if we're able to communicate interpersonally and have that deeper connection as human beings with our patients.
So what is the role of a clinician? So it's well beyond rote knowledge of just learning facts and spewing facts. And, are we really treating diseases and problems? We have to start stepping back, and we're not, as healthcare providers, treating just diseases and problems. We're treating people. So there's so much more of a complicated thing to try to help a person. It's not just giving a medicine, et cetera. You really have to find out much more. And I think really the future of healthcare is to bring all of that together. So at a holistic level, it's not just treating the person's heart disease tooth problem, whatever you want to have. It's really treating the person as a whole. And I think by understanding who you are as a clinician and then to try to understand who the patient is, I think that kind of brings the ultimate in healthcare. And I really find that's going to be the basis of holistic medicine going forward into the future.